Anything. Yes.
The CCP calls October 1st National Day. However, around October 1st, many strange celestial phenomena occurred, which were very unfavorable to the CCP. In the early morning hours of October 1st and 2nd, Comet C 2023-A3, Purple Mountain Atlas, a once-in-a-60,000-year extraterrestrial visitor, swept across the sky over Beijing, the political center of the Chinese government. China's CCTV also captured video of the comet. Because the long tail of a comet is shaped like a broom, people also call comets a broom star. In traditional Chinese culture, comets are an ominous omen and can bring disaster or even death to kings or male nobles. In particular, this comet, which occurs once every 60,000 years, swept across the sky over Beijing, the country's political center, on the so-called National Day of the Chinese Communist Party. This seemingly fantastic timed collision triggered a heated discussion among Chinese netizens. The appearance of a broom star is not a good sign. Someone else said, "Let's not talk about superstition or not, but in the cultural context of the Chinese people, this thing has never had anything to do with good luck." At around 5 p.m. on October 10th, the comet Purple Mountain Atlas appeared over Beijing again. The ancient Chinese called comets stars. The official history books about the Han Dynasty recorded dozens of visions of stars, which led to disasters, military rebellions, massacres, and other events in the human world. In February of the 6th year of Yang He, someone saw a comet in the eastern sky. The horoscope result then was, comets will rise in the camps and tombs, and within 5 years there will be a great mourning in the world. As a result, within 5 years, Emperor Shun of the Han Dynasty, Liu Bao, died. If the comet, known as the Broom Star, made the top leaders of the Chinese Communist Party uneasy, then the aura that appeared immediately after it may have aggravated the Beijing authorities' tension even more. At about 2:30 a.m. on October 11, 2024, blood-red auras appeared again in many places in Beijing due to the influence of geomagnetic storms. Suppose the aura seen in Beijing in the two videos above is beautiful and spectacular. In that case, the dark red and blood red aura in the video below is a bit weird. In ancient Chinese literature, the blood red sky is often viewed as a foreboding sign, a warning of impending catastrophe. Li Chuanfeng, a prophetic figure from the Tang Dynasty, wrote in his astrology book that the appearance of a blood red sky is a harbinger of war, famine, injustice, and even bloody coups. His words carry a grave implication. The ruling regime and the monarch's democratic movement are in grave danger. In response, Chinese netizens started a heated discussion. It seems that the ancient vision of heaven descending is still true. This is an ominous omen, and it's in Beijing. That is good for us, and we look forward to it. One commentator said, "The ancients talked about the unity of heaven and man, and there is a correspondence between celestial phenomena in the human world. Now, the bloody sky appears in Beijing, the political center of the CCP, conveying a bad omen that is not good for the top leaders of Zhongnanhai, and its situation is already quite dangerous." Indeed, within China, people are looking forward to significant historical changes. In October 2024, a Chinese social platform Douyin account suddenly played videos of Taiwan's Kinmen garrison broadcasting messages to mainland Chinese soldiers in the 1980s and 1990s. The voice of the Taiwanese announcer is clearly audible. Brothers of the Communist Army, currently about 20 million people in mainland China, cannot find work. Anyone who returns from flying a plane or instigating an uprising will be given a bonus according to the following standards. H6 type, a bonus of 8,000 taels of gold. J7 type, a bonus of 7,000 taels of gold. Not long after this video was released, it received 37,000 likes and 16,000 reposts, and netizens left over 4,000 messages. Many Chinese netizens were enthusiastic. You said less. At least 200 million people have no jobs now. There is no need to broadcast now. Visas are released, and many people can go there alone. I am in Guangdong, inferior. What can I do? I surrender. Sign up to learn swimming tomorrow. Someone gave away to sneak into Taiwan. Inflatable boat, $283, with good quality life jacket, $14.13. Some people also asked, is Taiwan still recruiting people? What kind of salary? Another netizen replied, I don't want a salary. As long as you give me a registered permanent residence, I can drive a garbage truck. What's even more interesting is that someone said, garbage car driving is a popular job in Taiwan. Civil servants only start work at 5 p.m. and their monthly income is more than US $1,554. Someone commented, I didn't expect that my instigation of rebellion back then would have a response on Douyin today. Li Yuanhua, a historian living in Macau, told overseas Chinese media, although everyone said they were willing to surrender in a joking tone, it's obvious that everyone has seen that Taiwan is a democratic society and they can live and work in peace and contentment on their own merits. In China, if you are not a powerful person, you will live very helplessly if you can't cling to the powerful. The economic downturn has made some of the things that the CCP showed off in the past no longer available. When people see these recordings, it may not be a wise choice to abandon the CCP. Chen Weizhe, New York chairman of the China Democracy League, commented, this video posted by someone reflects public opinion. If I can go to Taiwan to surrender, I will be willing. If the CCP dares to send a gun to me, it's assumed that I am going to attack Taiwan. I will turn my gun right away against the Communist Party. We might not have tried to overthrow the CCP, but the Chinese Communist regime is too evil and does not care about the Chinese people. Many people in mainland China have expressed their willingness to flee to Taiwan, which is also related to the current economic depression in China. Nowadays, many companies in China are going bankrupt, followed closely by a wave of unemployment. While sitting in a Maybach luxury car, a man collapsed and shouted that his company was about to close down and he had to sell his loving car. This is a boss named Zhang who once had a fortune of $1 million. Because the company went bankrupt and owed US $3.36 million, he sold all his property and paid off US $2.543 million, leaving a debt of US $847,000. He promised to pay off the debt within 3 or 5 years. Isn't this Mr. Zhang from Baofa Group? Don't call me Mr. Zhang, call me Lao Lai. Look, a truck driver was still wearing an injection bottle while driving. This middle-aged man walked out of the hospital's consulting room holding the diagnosis certificate and standing still, in a daze. In China, medical treatment is costly. Many people are sick and don't have enough money for treatment. In Chinese hospitals, if you don't pay enough, your disease can't be treated. The man in a suit was eating with tears on the subway after getting off work. The work and life pressures of white-collar workers are tremendous, and the lives of people at the bottom are even more difficult. The video shows a man who has been unable to find a job in Wenzhou, Zhejiang for half a month. His family called to urge him to send money to pay for his children's school fees. He was anxious and helpless, so he could only cry loudly to relieve his mood. At a time when people's survival has become a problem, it's only natural that there will be a change in the mindset of the people in China. Before 1949, the Republic of China, ROC, now Taiwan, was the legitimate regime in mainland China. Later, the Communist Party took advantage of the Japanese invasion of China to develop its armed forces on a large scale, while the government army, the Kuomintang's army of the ROC, fought against the Japanese army. After the Japanese surrendered, the Communist forces fought a civil war with the Kuomintang forces, and in 1949, the ROC retreated to the island of Taiwan. A story recently circulated on Chinese social networks saying that a crew was filming outside a village. During a break, a group of actors playing Kuomintang officers and soldiers went to the village to find a toilet without removing their makeup. They met an old man at the entrance of the village. They asked where the toilet was. The old man excitedly held the actor's hand and said, "When did you fight back? Don't go to the toilet first. I will take you to arrest the village cadres first." This reflects the authentic voice of the Chinese people. That is, they believe that the Chinese government is harming the people, and the people are looking forward to changing. At the end of January 2024, China's A shares plummeted. Feeling the impact, investors howled and went to the US Embassy on China's Weibo to leave messages. The refugees in China's A share market are also part of the world. The United States, you can't ignore us. Some people also called on the US government. Send an aircraft carrier over now, and 700 million people will clear the way for you. In recent years, a term has become popular on Chinese social media, the leading party. It means the enemy is coming. Not only will I not resist, but I will also lead the way for them. Why did this term become popular? Because under the strict control of online speech in mainland China, Chinese netizens have no choice but to invent these particular words to express their wishes subtly. Sometimes, if you can't tell today's stories, use historical stories instead. According to historical records, at the end of the Ming Dynasty, on the eve of the Qing army's entry into the country, Dorgan, the king who commanded the army, believed there were only a few 100,000 people in Manchuria. At the same time, the Ming Dynasty had hundreds of millions of people. Such a disparity in power made him suspicious of Manchuria. There was no confidence in obtaining the land of the Han people in mainland China. However, a word from Fan Wencheng, a Han Chinese, dispelled Dorgan's worries. The Han men said, "The Han people under the rule of the Ming Dynasty now can endure it if the officials of the Ming Dynasty chop off their heads. If they pollute and humiliate their wives and daughters, they can also endure it. If they want to seize their land, they can bear it. You will face such people with nothing. What are you afraid of?" After hearing this, Dorgan suddenly realized, so he sent his troops into the pass and settled in the Central Plains. When many people see this, they will angrily scold these people in the late Ming Dynasty. But does everyone know who the subject of Fan Wencheng's words is? The meaning of the story is that at the end of the Ming Dynasty, many Han people surrendered to the foreign invaders, the Manchus, which eventually led to the Qing Dynasty replacing the Ming Dynasty. Why? This is easily reminiscent of the current situation of the Chinese Communist Party. In July 2024, a Douyin account posted a short video showing Polish people trampling on the Soviet Communist Party flag in the streets to celebrate the collapse of the Soviet Union in 1991. Netizens left messages saying, "It's enjoyable. I want to step on it too. Evil must be stepped on. And what kind of organization and gang is it that makes people around the world hate it?" Many people also left messages suggesting they are looking forward to the CCP's disintegration. Civilization will win, and they are looking forward to this day. This is reminiscent of the recent video on Douyin of Taiwan's Kinmen garrison broadcasting a message to mainland Chinese soldiers. You must know that even though mainland China's internet is tightly monitored, there are still people who dare to post and watch this video and dare to leave a message and likes, indicating that the Chinese government's position in the hearts of the Chinese people is already in jeopardy. Returning to the video's beginning, comets and bloody skies appeared again over Beijing. These signs cannot be just special natural phenomena. That's all for today. If you enjoy our content, please like, subscribe, comment, and share it with your friends. We appreciate your support, and we'll see you next time.